and self-advocacy, but also the pursuit of further knowledge and perspectives outside of my own. It is today with a saddened but hopeful heart that I hand over the mic to the new generation of student leaders. May you enjoy the presence of joy and determination in all that you meet. May you be loud and passionate, but also attentive and comprehensive. Remember that there is a solution for everything and that your words hold volume and space, so be wise with what you say. Be open to the fact that you do not know everything and use that as your strength rather than a source of fear. Listen to others even when you do not agree with them, and find a strength rather and find a place of intersection, as that is the only way that we will all be heard, and make that your strength. Find and learn from community. Do not limit yourselves to people with your exact point of view and passions. Instead, diversify and learn something from each and every one. A leader isn't identified in how much they know or have to say. It is in attentiveness, grace, humility, initiative, and compassion that leaders are made and strengthened. Parents, never forget that you're the first example of leadership your children have. May you exhibit the same qualities they are to use in the real world, and may we all come together for the voices of our families. Stakeholders, I thank you for your contribution and determination to our efforts, and I urge you to listen to the students as well as give them insight into the intricacies of our work and the processes they follow. Finally, to all the invitees and those that may encounter this speech in another setting, go out in the world and with your compassion and determination, be advocates for our students and their families. We all deserve a bright and hopeful future, starting with our youth. Thank you for listening, and I hope my words planted a seed within you to support our efforts. Thank you to the citywide leadership team, our communities, Dr. Jackie Cody, Lorraine Gittins-Bridges, and Monique Lindsay for supporting me and sustaining me throughout these years. With love and gratitude, I now pass it on to those of the next generation of CLT student leaders and our co-developers, Dr. Cody, Ms. Lindsay, and Ms. Gittins-Bridges.
Woo! Yay! We are so proud. So proud of you, Carolyn Toribio. Listen, this is our college student now, and she's come back to give these words and pass the torch. We are so super proud of you, Carolyn, and what it means to be a student leader and listening to one another and working with one another. Thank you, thank you, thank you for those powerful words. We're going to make sure that we pass that on and pass that torch. Yes. Anyone else have any comments? The students, do you have any comments for Carolyn before we move on? Our student leaders on the call. I guess we'll speak when it's their turn. But yes, thank you so much, Carolyn.
Thank
So
you.
proud.
Very
Yep.
proud.
Indeed. So, with that being said, we are going to now explain exactly what the citywide leadership team is. And I did put in the chat that we're live on YouTube now. And where am I? Where am I? Okay, Depot. Strengthening leadership teams. And that's what it's all about right now. We're working to strengthen leadership teams. So my name is Dr. Jackie Cody, and I'm one of the co-developers. You will hear from Lorraine Gittins-Bridges and Monique Lindsay in a moment. But I want to share with everyone what the New York City public school structure looks like. We are the largest and most diverse public school system in the state and the nation. We are the only public school system that has 3 levels. Everywhere else in the state and the country, you have your schools and you have your district that's run by a superintendent. In New York City public schools, you have your schools that's run by principals like everywhere else, your district that's run by superintendents like everywhere else. But then we're all part of one system. At the central level, this entire system is run by the chancellor. So at the school level, we have school leadership teams, which Lorraine will talk about a little later. And at the district level, we have district leadership teams. But at the citywide level, there's no citywide leadership teams where parents, students, unions, and stakeholders can sit and engage in shared decision making. So that's what the citywide leadership team is. Just like the principal here has a school leadership team, the superintendent has a district leadership team, and the chancellor definitely needs a citywide leadership team. It already exists here. It's state law. I'm not going to read it out, but I'm going to let you know in the commissioners, New York State commissioners regulation 100.11, it talks about developing a district plan for the participation by teachers and parents with administrators and school board members in school-based planning and shared decision making. So it's here in state law. It's also in the chancellor's regulations. Here in Article 13, page 15 of the chancellor's regulations A655. This last sentence here says, the citywide committee that approves the central plan for school-based planning and shared decision-making shall include a senior representative of UFT, CSA, and DC 37. These are unions, and a representative designated by the chancellor. This is not happening. And even if it were happening, where's representation of parents and students? So that's all we did, was to make sure that parents and students, especially students, are represented at the table. I'm an educator, and my time in the DOE in New York City, I have so many accolades and awards and plaques and you name it. And it just comes from listening to the students. They have the best ideas for their own education. And I just use my position as an educator and as a leader to make sure that their ideas are and were implemented. As you just heard from Carolyn, those powerful words. So with that being said, I'm not going to hold you all too long, but I do want to let everyone know that there is an accountability checklist. So the school leadership team would submit quarterly reports to the district leadership team, which will submit biannual reports to the citywide leadership team. You see, this is not, like Lorraine always says, this is not a top-down approach. This is bottom-up. We can only know what's going on once we hear from our schools and our districts. And the citywide leadership team will submit annual reports to the public and the state, where the chancellor will deliver the State of the New York City Public Schools address. We liked it to be in July, but Chancellor David Banks was the first to deliver. He heard our request and he delivered the first State of the School address in September of 2023, again in 2024. And I'm pleased to say that the current Chancellor, Aviles Ramos, gave the third State of the School address this past September 29th for 2025. So, as you can see, the citywide leadership team is needed. We've been working, we've been doing our thing. With that being said, I am going to hand it over to Monique to share with you who's part of the citywide leadership team. Who are the members? It's on you, Monique. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. Good afternoon, everyone. So glad that you are attending this very important summit. So, you may ask, who are the stakeholders and why are they needed at this table? The stakeholders at best will offer collective voices, unique insights, resources, and skills around the citywide leadership team table. And they are parent leaders, parent advocates, all parents, especially those that have children in and out of the school system, the Department of Education, the United Federation for Teachers, The Council of School Supervisors and Administrators, known as CSA, principals and assistant principals, educators, local, state, and beyond, DC 37 and other unions, New York City Police Department, the New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene, faith-based religious organizations, our neighbors and community organizations, elected officials, New York City taxpayers, that's all of us, and of course, our brilliant, as Dr. Cody stated, students. Make the table complete. Take it away, Lorraine.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all once again for coming on. I am very excited about this Youth Empowerment Summit because I am a firm believer that our students are the workforce of the future. And the reason why I say that before I go into the presentation is number one, I am a New York City public school graduate. And I don't know where I would be if it wasn't for the village of New York City. Okay, because everyone helped me in my development and growth. And one thing before I go into the presentation, I was a parent for New York City public schools. And I had the opportunity to see a principal engage the youth. We did on our school leadership team, we did a walkthrough. And what the principal would say after we went to visit the classrooms and see, you know, the team went out to the classrooms. It was the administrators, the teachers, the parents, and the students. We did a walkthrough of the different classrooms to see if if the students were engaged in what they was being taught. And what was beautiful is when we came back after our sessions, because the team went into the classroom. When we came back from our sessions, our principal said, okay, I don't want to hear what's going right. I want to hear what needs to be improved. And it was the students that gave the best answers as to what needed to be improved. The principal up to a top 90 graduation rate school. So we believe in the power of our students. But now I'm going to go on to this. Okay, this is the first document that I received when I became a parent and was putting my child into the school system. And what it says is, how would you improve your child's school? It says school leadership teams are the way, and we truly believe it. It is important that you be involved in your child's education. Parents can get involved with more than bake sales. You can work with other parents and school staff to make the school the best it can be. Join a school leadership team in your district and become a powerful partner in your children's education. I received this a long time ago. So now I'm going to go into what I need everyone to understand. It says, what are school leadership teams? It says in 1996, and I want to emphasize 1996, that was before mayoral control of the New York City public schools. School leadership teams were mandated through changes made in New York State school governance laws. So once again, school leadership teams are the law in New York City. These teams are being established in every school in New York City and require that parents make up 50% of the membership. The remainder consists of teachers and other school staff with automatic representation given to the principal, the United Federations of Teachers chapter leader, and the Parent Association president. In addition, students and community members, and I'm going to say that again. In addition, students and community members may be selected to serve on the SLTs. The major responsibilities are developing the school's education plan, matching the budget to meet the educational goals, communicating these goals to the school community, and advocate and evaluating the quality of the school's education program and its effect on student achievement. And like I always say, because I belong to advocacy organizations, we cannot help our schools if we don't know what they need. So why are the school leadership teams important? Okay, while student achievement is the primary goal of the education system, we have to remember that every school is different. Each school is made up of a unique group of young people with various backgrounds from various cultures with various needs. It is important that the people who make the decisions know, understand, and respect the individual school community and its needs. Last but not least, I'm going to read this last paragraph and get us back to our students because this is what becomes very, very important. Why should you join a school leadership team? Because you want the best education for your children and the school. It is important that you take a hands-on role in their education and development. So this is about what the Youth Empowerment Summit is also about, education and youth development. Why sit on the sidelines with your questions and concerns? Like Carolyn said, work with other concerned parents, teachers, and administrators to not only ask your questions, but to come up with the solutions that benefit your school. Remember, we have the school leadership team as the law. We have your district. We district leadership team as the law, and eventually the entire system. We are at the entire system right now because right now, like Dr. Cody and Monique said, not every school leadership team is functioning. And the role of the citywide leadership team is not to be a top-down approach. It is to hear from all the stakeholders to fill in the gaps. Because if our schools need help, okay, and the district can't provide it, then you kick it up to the citywide leadership team that has all the top administrators and the community-based organizations to make sure that the students' needs are being taken care of. No student should leave from our New York City public school without the best quality of education that we can give to them. But we must hear from the students what that looks like. Thank you.
Got to talk about your other birthday.
Oh, okay. I got so into the last present, the last slide. Okay. This is what is so very important. We've been, like Caroline said, we've been out here advocating for this citywide leadership team. And it was funny because originally we got involved because we was concerned what would happen when the COVID money disappears. We were always concerned, well, once that money is gone, how would our schools still provide additional resources? But what happened was we put in for the bills, which we're going to talk about. And what happened was uh, there was the hearings across the city of New York, and the hearings focused on should we renew mayoral control? Because I just want to re-emphasize that this is the law we're talking about. We're not talking about a regulation because the regulation for a citywide leadership team is in a chancellor's regulation, but we need it to be the law. Okay. And so what happened is mayoral control, the state legislators did a hearing to go around the city of New York, the entire city of New York. They went to Brooklyn, they went to Queens, they went to Manhattan, they went to Staten Island, they went everywhere to find out if mayoral control should be extended another 2 or 4 years. And remember, uh, mayoral control came on after the school leadership team law in 1996. I want to keep emphasizing that. So what happened is at the results, when the results from those hearings came out in the report, I called Dr. Cody and Jackie, and I said, oh my goodness. April 9th, I received a call from my state director, my state executive director from New York State PTA, and she said, did you see what the report includes? And the report on April 9th, 2023, it stated exactly what we had in the bills. Okay, student engagement, empower students, teachers, and empower student, parent, and teacher expertise in New York City public schools. That wasn't really happening before, but everybody said That's what they wanted. Shared decision making. That's what we've been saying. Create more avenues for meaningful deliberation and shared decision making. So we already had that out there. Then accountability. Ensure more accountability and transparency with an introduction of stronger principles and checks and balances in the governance system. Dr. Cody, what did State Senator Shelley Mayer say to you?
Well, there are 4 recommendations, as you heard from Lorraine: community engagement, shared decision making, and accountability and transparency. The 4th recommendation is to establish a commission to figure out how we're going to do this. And the New York State Senator, who is chair of the state's education committee for the Senate, said we do not need to establish a commission, not yet another commission, when we already have the citywide leadership team bills. So this is what she said.
And that's why we're here today, because we need to show everybody that our youth deserve a seat at the table, and not just on the high school level, because we want the students to have a voice on the middle school and in some cases the elementary school level. Because like we've all said, New York City is the largest school district in the nation. So we're preparing our students to be leaders of this global economy. So we're going to pass it on to who else but our students. Take it away.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much. We're going to talk about the bill numbers and all of that in a moment, but I want to pass it on, like Lorraine said, to our students. Our students will begin to deliver the messages now. I would like to call on MD first. MD, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Yay!
So, hello everyone. Thank you for having me here today. So, today I want to talk about one important thing, which is why students should have a voice in the CLT, or citywide leadership team. So, we come to school every day. We're the ones learning, doing the homework, and sitting in the classes. So, it makes sense that we should have a say in how school works for us. When students are part of the conversation, schools can make better choices. We can share what's helping us learn, what's not working, and what would make things better. As also, when students are invited to the table, we create a more responsive, relevant, and effective learning environment. You get insight into what truly motivates us, what confuses us, and what helps us grow. Letting students have a voice also shows that our opinions matter. It makes us feel more involved, more motivated, and more connected to our learning. So we are not asking to take over, but we are asking to be heard, because the best learning happens when students and teachers work together. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Saeed.
Hey everyone, I'm Sayed. So yeah, what Andy says what I'm gonna say is basically what Andy said. But like, I feel like students what should be here because sometimes students need to good suggestions and like that could like help us improve it, you know, because like sometimes I see that when two grown up talking to each other, that's like a young person, right? When they give a suggest when the young person gives a suggestion, the adults don't take it because they think we don't know anything. I believe that sometimes young people can give good suggestions, you know, and like our voice should be heard, you know. That's all I want to say.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. Thank you. I know there were conflicting schedules with some of the other students that were coming on that's been working with us, um, like Jordan, Angelina, Chanel. I know Melanie says she's traveling home. As soon as she gets home, we're going to hear her voice. But are there any other students on the line now that would like to share or say something? Any other students? Okay. we're going to move into announcements, and then any other students, if you're on the line and you want to share something, or if I see some of our other students that we're working with, come on, we'll give them the floor immediately. Our first announcement, I don't know if uh Sherry, or I hope I'm not putting you on the spot, Sherry or Leona, if you all want to share the campaign that the New York State PTA has issued on behalf of the citywide leadership team. I will put it in the chat for everyone to share it far and wide. Um, Sherry and Leona, I'll give you the floor. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Lorraine, for always inviting them and making sure they're here. Hi, Sherry. How are you? You're on mute. Are you? Okay, good.
Sorry, I was trying to get something else out of the way. Um, yeah, I actually don't have much to say other than PTA stands behind you guys. We are very supportive of the whole notion of parent, teacher, student involvement in education. We want everybody to have a say because that's the only way it works. And, you know, I know I've spent the last year and a half with Lorraine, with Diana Mays, and they are doing fabulous work. And it's a long, slow process. Right,
Yeah.
Lorraine? That's what you always tell me.
And we got to keep working. People didn't believe in us at first. And then on April 9th,
Inch by inch by inch.
Yeah.
But we will get there. Yeah. We will get there.
Definitely.
Soon. April 9th, that inch by inch by inch. When that came out, I said, we were right all along. And we knew we were. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Leona?
Thank you so much, Sherry.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I am commuting as always, but I wanted to be on this call this afternoon to support the Citywide Leadership Team initiative. Like Sherry said, PTA, Nassau region, New York State, we've been trudging along right alongside you all in support of getting these bills passed for a long time. So I know how excited Lorraine was for April 9th. It is like a birthday for her, so that was perfect. So for continue to support as a PTA family.
Thank you so
Hope
very
you all
much.
could hear me.
Project one more little thing.
Yes.
For those
Thank you,
of
Leona.
you who may not know this, you can support us supporting the CLT by joining the PTA. We have 2 units that cover New York City. The Queens Community PTA, or is it PTA or PTSA? I forget. And then the New York City Community SEPTA, which is the special education version. And I know Lorraine would love to see everybody join both of those. So I'm going to go grab a link and I'll put it in the chat. And Leona would do it because she's our membership chair for Nassau region, but she's driving, so I will take care of it.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you.
And we have 2 youth advisors, if you don't mind, Jackie. We have 2 of our youth advisors, 3 of them on the line from our various organizations. So Colin, would you like to say something? If I'm not putting you on the spot. If not, Paige, would you like to say something if I'm not putting you on the spot? Spot. Alicia just joined us. Would you like to say something on behalf of the youth auxiliaries? These ladies that I called their names, they have been involved in supporting our youth in our community for many, many years. Okay.
Paige was about to say something.
Okay, go ahead, Paige.
Are you able to unmute? Any of the young ladies that want to speak, thank you so much for joining the call. Raise your hand and let us know how important it is to have student voice at the table. Okay. Anytime you all want to speak, just raise your hand or come off your unmute yourselves and let us know. This is about student empowerment, this summit. Well, it's always about student empowerment, but specifically hearing student voice on this call. With that said, the other announcement.
Alicia has her hand raised.
Before we, Alicia's a youth?
No, she's a youth advisor.
Okay, hi Alicia. Before we open the floor, give one moment. I'm definitely recognize you. The other announcement, we were hoping that folks from the core October Youth Empowerment coordinating group was on, but they appear not to be on. We wanted to, oh, here's Melanie. We wanted to let everyone know, if you don't know already, that New York City Council passed the law making October, all of October, Youth Empowerment Month. So we are engaging in a whole bunch of activities and events all this month. Today at 4:00 is our Youth Empowerment Summit. As you can see, a citywide leadership team, and there are a lot of things happening throughout the month. What I'm going to try to do is to put the flyer that everyone can have, and when you click on the link, it'll take you to all of the activities in that link. But I would like to specifically announce that at John Jay campus, where the students that you heard speak are from, John Jay High School campus on October 29th, we will be having Master Your Money, Master Your Future, a financial wealth building forum there at John Jay High School. So we will be sharing out this information with everyone. So I'm going to pause there, and before we open the floor, I want to hear from Melanie. Melanie. Hey!
Hi.
Yes. The floor is yours, Melanie.
Yeah, I know. So my name is Melanie, and I think we should have student voices because we don't get heard enough to be able to make a change in our schools. Due to the lack of communications between us, it causes us not be able to come out and say we have a voice to make a difference and not stay in the past where we were quiet.
You're on mute. You're on mute.
I think I said everything. I said it.
Okay.
I don't know if
Okay.
it
All
was
right.
heard.
Just want to make sure.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Melanie, because
Thank
we
you.
know you was traveling.
I'm about to give it to you, Lorraine. Just wanted to make sure you said everything you wanted to say. Melanie, MD, and Saeed are students at the John Jay High School campus, and we thank you all for coming on. We are expecting more students, but these are our student voices, and we need to definitely show them some love and hand claps and some hearts. So I'm going to pass it on to Lorraine. Lorraine, you can open the floor for discussion, and I'll try to get that information for the October Youth Empowerment activities. I'll try to get it and share it in the chat. The floor is yours, Lorraine.
Now, I just wanted to say thank you, Melody, because Melody was traveling from school, and she let us know that she was traveling, and she said she would get on immediately when she got home from school. And we just wanted to say thank you so much. And they came down to October 1st when we did the press conference. So our children, our students want to be involved. These opportunities give them a platform to be involved. But I just want to make one announcement before I turn it over to Alicia, is that we're also having the citywide leadership team summit in person on Friday. It's been on Saturday at the Eagle Academy. It's been a journey, but I think we're going to be able to pull it off. That's going to be this Saturday, October 18th at the Eagle Academy in Queens, New York. So we are going to have 30-minute presentation about the citywide leadership team in person. So I just wanted to announce that because that's just, we just got we just it's just coming together. So I wanted to add that and turn it over to Alicia White.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. Lorraine, thank you for inviting me on this panel today. Actually, when Lorraine told me about the what is it, the October Youth Month, I was very excited to know that we have youth everywhere and they are not really informed about this. So I'm definitely going to take this back to my group. I've been with Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. I've been the advisor for over 10, 15 years. So we take them from 4 to 8. And I believe everybody, do have a voice, and I think the younger ones, we want to teach them how to learn to speak out and say, hey, what's wrong, or what can we do right? So I believe this program, this citywide leadership program is excellent. We want to get our kids involved, and I'm looking forward to working with everyone, even you, Lorraine. Setting the bar high for our little girls, because it does start young. Like we want to teach them how to say, speak up and advocate. And that's one of the things we do. We teach the girls how to speak up and advocate, and also doing money manners. So we started doing the things that you already implemented, but to enhance it, it's a great opportunity to get them involved, even with more students, so they can see that it's possible. So thank you again, Lorraine, for inviting me.
You're welcome, and I just want to add that Youth Empowerment Month is not just the month. The Youth Empowerment Month is the celebration of the end of the year because it starts again. It starts November. In November, we're going to be planning every month because, like you see, these wonderful organizations that are already on the ground doing the work. We're going to be sharing everybody's work with everybody, with as you will see, it's across the city of New York. These are all the organizations, and there's many more that couldn't, because of scheduling conflicts, could not be on. But they're doing wonderful work on the ground because we don't have control of what happens in students' home. But if we make sure that our schools and our community-based organizations wrap around the services, that's how we make sure that every student reaches their full potential, and that's what this whole Youth Empowerment Month is. And like I said, everybody here is on the ground floor, so we have an opportunity to build this out. We even had special students with special needs at that press conference. We're making sure through this empowerment initiative that every student gets as much support as they possibly can. But through the citywide leadership team, we will hear from the students what they need in real time. So, that's what's so beautiful about us. We don't have to wait 10 and 12 years. We're going to teach the students to tell us what they need right away so that we as communities could come together. We're in New York City. What they say, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Okay. And that's why we're all so excited about this month because it takes us out of the silos that Monique and Jackie and us had in our when we first started the citywide leadership team development. We said no more silos, and the Youth Empowerment Month helps do that. So we're very excited. Did any other youth come on while we was talking?
No, but we definitely would like to open the floor. I see Susan. I think she wanted to say something, and just
Great.
raise your hand and let us know if you want to share, have a question or a comment. Susan, the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. I'm so glad that I got this email. Lorraine, we've met a couple of times in a couple of spaces.
Yes, we have.
And we were supposed to get in touch, but I'm so glad that this came about. I'm a grandmother, so I always thought about how can I still get involved with education, and I'm not actually a parent, you know? So being here today, I just love this. I've raised three children. They all got A plus, you know, in college. And it's not easy, but we are their first teachers, you know? So I've always wanted to join something like this because next year, God willing, I can start my own. I won't say a school, I'll say a foundation because I want to deal with elementary kids and teach them basic reading and math because I get so sick of them setting up our kids for failure. So that's what I want to say. I thank y'all for this opportunity and I'm willing to work with y'all right
Thank
away. Thank you.
Thank you so
you.
much
Didn't
for
give me your
joining the call.
okay. I'm sorry. We saw the last time, but we didn't get to connect with the contact information.
Yeah. I'll
So
put it in the chat.
thank you so much.
Thank you. I
Thank you.
appreciate you.
Thanks.
I
I
appreciate
definitely
you too.
want to recognize Yolanda Smith, our finance guru, Annette Olivia Brown, and Louis Camillo from District 6 in Manhattan, and everyone on the call. Really appreciate your time and your effort being here. Is there anyone that wanted to share or ask a question or say
Yolanda,
anything
please
else?
say something.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm happy to be here as always. I think the one comment that I do want to make is that, um, I know from other advocacy spaces, sometimes it takes many years, even a decade, to have legislation passed and accepted and passed. And I think that in this particular case, once people just, I think, let down their defensiveness and really understand what the CLT is and what it's about, I think over time people will come to see how truly important and needed this kind of coming together of all the voices is really needed. So thank you three co-developers, and let's keep the momentum going.
Yes, indeed. Then thank you for being with us from the very beginning.
Yep, indeed. Annette, how are you? Thank you, Yolanda. Hi, Annette. Annette hangs out with us when we go to Albany.
That was so empowering. I am just really thankful for connecting with such a wonderful cause. And I'm just listening for the ongoing and the new things that we're doing. I was going to ask for a good link for the Youth Empowerment Month, because I'd love to share that type of information with people I know who are still very much active in the schools. So I just commend everyone on this team leading us. And I look forward to us just doing bigger and greater things.
Indeed. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. And the flyers were sent, but we're going to resend them again. Between today and tomorrow, will be resent out to everyone. The next announcement that we have is Thursday, November 20th. We will be in the Bronx. So hold that date. You'll hear more. You'll get specifics. But November 20th in the morning, we'll be in the Bronx. Going forward, we're going to try to have it in the afternoon and the evening so more people can come out. But
But we
November
will be
20th,
we will be having a afternoon session in Queens. So there is something going to be happening in the evening.
Oh,
What
that's great.
we had our first legislative conference. That's what it is on November 28th November 20th. November 28th is my birthday. So that's what was ringing in my head. But November 20th, the legislative conference, we had the first one in Manhattan at DC 37 headquarters. The second one was in Brooklyn at Restoration Plaza. The third one was in Queens at Rochdale Village Center. And the fourth one is going to be in the Bronx. And then next year we'll hold it in Staten Island. So get ready for that. So you got November 20th, right? You got that written down. And again, we'll send out these dates. On January 27th, we will have our advocacy day in Albany. So hold that date, January 27th, 2026. You definitely will hear more about that. And in February, for the Black Legislative Caucus, we will be in Albany for that as well. That's usually the third weekend in February, somewhere around Valentine's Day, but you will definitely get the dates and specific details for that. So those are our announcements. Want to open the floor back up for anyone else that wants to share. Monique, if you wanted to share or say anything, and I'll hand the floor back over to Lorraine as well.
I'll just add announcement that our second annual citywide leadership team celebration will be on April 9th, 2026. That's always going to be our celebration day. So April 9th, we're going to have another celebration. We had a wonderful one this year. So
Yeah, that was at the Adam Clayton Powell State Building. We held our April 9th celebration. It was co-sponsored by Senator Senator Cordell Clare.
Adele, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Monique?
Yeah, so I will just say hi, everyone. Monique. I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming out. We really appreciate you. We are so encouraged by our students who always are very supportive, and they understand that, having the citywide leadership team is for their benefit, because we want every student to have a great education, a great public school education at that. And so when we see that our students are encouraged to come out and say, speak on their behalf, we are so, delighted. It brings my heart, it's like pounding so hard. And they don't even know, but we really do appreciate you. So for those who said, I no longer have a child in the New York City public school system, just remember, all children are our children. And as long as we are willing and able and can be a voice, then I know we all will. My son will be 30 November 24th of this year, and he was a New York City public school student. So,
right.
we never give up and we never stop. And we know that we are all accountable. Thank y'all.
Thank
That
you.
was
Thank you.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. I feel right at home.
Yes, indeed. We see you, Joanne, Louise, Catherine, Unique. Thank you so much. Carlene, Paige, and I believe it was another student. If you want to come off the mic before, I'm sorry, unmute yourselves before we close. MD, we were looking for Jordan. Jordan didn't join, so I hope they're okay. Jordan, Angelina, and Chanel. MD, would you like to give us closing words?
Sorry, what? What was that? Sorry,
Would you
what?
like to give us the closing words?
Actually, I would just say thank you everyone for having me today. And I have nothing more to say other than that.
That we definitely need our student voice at the table, because when they're at the table, you'd be surprised what they have to share, what they have to say, and the goodies that they have to give for their own education. So, MD, thank you so much. Melanie, Saeed, thank you, thank you, thank you. And shout out to Carolyn that had to run to her next class, who gave an opening and passed the torch to the new citywide student leaders. Thank you all so very much. Appreciate each and every one of you for joining us. And we will be sharing this information. So listen out for the um, flyer for this month, and for next month our legislative conference and all the other events that's coming up. That we need you. It's a village, right? So yeah, we are all accountable. That is
Absolutely.
our slogan.
Yes, hello. This is Louise. I wanted to say thank you, Monique, for inviting me. And just like Monique, all of my children are out of school, but I still like supporting the schools and doing whatever I can do as well. And thank you for having me. And thank you all for what you're doing for the youth.
Thank you again. Thanks. And
Can
thanks,
I just
PTA.
sneak in?
Yes.
Sorry. A couple of people have just mentioned having children who are no longer in school and that they wish there were a way to become involved. Unlike the PTAs that you have typically in New York City, national PTA that we're part of does not, you do not have to have a student in school. My children are 28 and 31. They have been out of school for a long time. I am still an advocate for children in New York State and the country, but you can join any PTA and you will be counted and you can participate. So I currently belong to about 18 units right now, including the Queens one and the New York City community, SEPTA. I belong to 4 in my own district. It's a way of participating even if you don't have a child in school. You can be a community member or an alumni member. So I know that's a little different than what those of you who worked within your school building PTAs have, but we are the largest single child advocacy organization in the country.
And Sherry, thank you for that, because I definitely would like to add that all of the hoopla and shenanigans that's going on at the federal level right now with the United States Department of Education being threatened to be shut down and all this, we need to come together more, even more so. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And PTA advocates for those dollars for special education, for the rights of all children to be safe, to be fed, to be secure, all of it.
And that is why we are happy to PTA has been there with us from the very beginning, because shared decision making is a national one of our national standards for parent engagement. And that's why when we had our first conference and every conference that we have had, we go out there with the flyers with our PTA logos on it, because that's inclusive of everybody. And the citywide leadership team is inclusive of everyone. And that's why we need this law passed now more than ever. Thank you.
I'm so happy to be here. I have an autistic grandson. He's 10. And my baby girl, Mila, she's 4, my granddaughter. She just went to kindergarten. So pre-K. So I'm just excited to meet you guys.
Absolutely.
Excited to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome to the family.
I love it.